Heyo! Welcome back, everybody. This is eOnZerG, and we're still going on with the DreamHack Group A. This is actually the last series from Group A. And let's go ahead and introduce our two players. On the top left corner of the map, once again, it's going to be Liquid's TLO, our blue ZvP player. And he is up against the Protoss player who's been doing very well in this group so far, Mr. Azubu Patience in the purple. So man, I've had a rough day today. I don't know specifically why, but just having a rough day. It got a little bit better though. I watched the new Top Gear that came out today. That was really nice, fun show. Highly recommend it if you've never seen Top Gear, the British version, obviously. Even if you don't like cars, watch it. You'll probably enjoy it. Anyways, good stuff. So I watched some Top Gear, and now I'm commentating some Starcraft 2. So it's gotten a lot better. So what is TLO going to be able to do to take out Azubu Patience? What is he going to go with? We're on the giant map whirlwind, of course. So wouldn't surprise me if not going to go for hatch first, going for the spawning pool. TLO playing it safe. Maybe wants to open up to do some aggression here. Playing on the offense instead of the defense. Always, it can work. Double gas going for Patience. Nothing too crazy there. It's Overlord getting the right spawn location first. The second Overlord heading straight down to the bottom. This guy is going to probably live the entire game, I would imagine, in the life of an Overlord. Especially actually the life of the Overlord that goes the wrong way. He's kind of just out there in the middle of nowhere. Usually survives the whole game, unless it's like a Protoss player going Phoenixes or a ZerG player going Mutas. Then that's a different story. Then you better run for his life or fly for his life. Have you? Whatever. So no gas yet for TLO. He's got his expansion going up here, making just 2 Zerglings. The lack of the gas obviously means he's not going to put on too much early aggression. Just going to play a little bit of defensive. And Patience is doing the similar build he's been doing before. One Zealot coming out. One of the sort of new recent builds I really enjoy Protoss players doing is they kind of go for a really big 3 warp gate, like a really big massive Zealot attack with 3 gateways. Trying to take out the 3rd for a ZerG player. It usually is, even if you don't take out the 3rd, it usually seems to trade very effectively if they don't have roaches. If they do have roaches, it's a different story, but, in ZvP, the ZerG players just don't get roaches that often. So more often than not, I think it's a pretty strong opening. So these Zerglings will be able to come down here and be quite annoying, at least until this mothership core comes up, and these Zerglings are going to have to run away. So Nexus will get up. Probably see him come down here and throw down 2 gateways. Doing a really good job of splitting up the Zerglings, allowing one to come in here and scout out everything, while the other one is kind of distracting the mothership core. And this guy's going to see, okay, gas is up. What's he chrono boosting? Probes, not cybernetics core. No pylons anywhere around his base. But he's actually going to see this Stargate. Okay. Or not. He's not going to see it. Oh my god. Oh, TLO. He wants to see that Stargate so bad. He might still see it. No, he's dead. Oh, he had it. He was right here and he turned around. He just should have finished running the rest of this way and got out. Oh man, that's a unfortunate situation here for TLO. He didn't manage to see the Stargate. But worse things could have happened to him. Speed being researched here. So he's setting up with a lot of hatcheries. It's going to allow him to drone up for quite a little bit. We're probably going to see Patience make a couple Phoenixes and just try and do a little bit of harass. And it's just going to come down to whether or not TLO is going to be able to get enough defense up and keep his drone count to a minimum. He definitely doesn't want to lose any queens, and he's going to have to keep an eye on these Overlords. This guy, I don't know where he's going to. He's just heading way down here somewhere. I'm not sure where he's. Okay, he's heading right here. That's a good location. Way out of the way. Away from everything to survive until the very end of the game. So 2 gateways up in the front, working on a wall. Fortunately, this guy's going to get taken out by this Phoenix, so he's now well aware of what's going on. This second Phoenix coming out that's being chrono boosted will probably take out this Overlord. So TLO now knows what's up. We have Patience who's doing some scouting. He's going to see how many gases his opponent's up against. Does he have any tech yet? So he sees there's no layer tech just yet. And he's going to scout at third base here with this Phoenix. So both players have a pretty good idea of what each other's doing. And we already have the +1 air attack upgrades coming from Patience. TLO is doing a pretty good job of maintaining ground control, but he does have to worry about losing drones to these Phoenixes. So only 3 Phoenixes over here. That's not enough yet. He really needs to wait for the third one. And he's just going to go straight for the Queen. He has to worry about the Spore Crawler. The Spore Crawler is close to being done. The third Phoenix does show up, but he's going to have to do a second lift up here to take that out. And he might not even get it with that one Spore Crawler popping up. But it looks like he's going to manage to take out the Queen. So that worked out in his favor. Zergling getting into the main here. Not going to accomplish too much. He does manage to see the robotics facility, which is, kind of standard play. 4 Phoenixes now. He does have to worry about that. Oh, wow. Catching some drones here on the transfer. Good job there. But there are 2 Spore Crawlers, and these guys need to keep a little bit away from those guys. Those things can do quite a bit of damage. So he's noticing the tech right now. He sees double gas coming up. He still really hasn't seen any. He's going to have to wait to see what type of buildings he produces once this layer finishes. 2 Spore Crawlers, I think, in every base, so doing a pretty good job of that. But the Queen, a little bit too far out. He does manage to get picked off, and pretty good micro there with the Phoenix, just keeping one of those guys to half-life. The other one taking a little bit more damage, though. So Queens, I think he's managed to kill 2 so far, so there's only 2 left, and he's going to manage to get 2 more drones here. 2 more drones. Yes? Why did it go straight to a Spore Crawler? That drone was like, I am not having that. And, oh, nice. Look at that nice warping wall with those Zealots. Keeping that sentry alive. That was pretty awesome. Let's check the losses from both players. 3 workers killed, and no workers killed. And how efficient. 875 resources lost. So obviously the guy going Phoenix is a little bit more cost effective this point in the game. So he scouts out the Hydralisk Den, so he knows that's coming. But he's already managed to get Colossus out. Or he's going to start getting Colossus out pretty soon with this Robo Bay. And picking up quite a few drone kills there, which is working out really nice in his favor. And there's just a lot of Phoenixes. It's looking like this is going to be the magic number. The Queen's getting a little bit too eager, and they stick out, and that one Queen goes down. And that was another Phoenix coming in here. So Patience being very annoying with these Phoenixes. Colossus already being produced, Spire being built as well, and 6 Hydralisks coming out. So these Hydra are probably just going to be used for the AA of his base, and just keep those Phoenixes out. We'll probably see him transition into some other stuff. So he has scouted the robotics bay. I think he's actually seen the support bay. Has he seen that yet? Where's that at? No, he hasn't seen that yet. Fortunately, Overseer will get taken out before he manages to scout it out. He's looking for the third, not going to see it. Sees his opponents just on 2 bases. But the Phoenix is here in the main, doing a lot of damage. He just cleared out a couple of Hydralisks. And he's picking them off as they spawn. He got them right there in the transfer from the natural to the main. Or sorry, from the main to the natural, rather. And this one Spore Crawler, he didn't even bother moving. It's like, that's just a good spot for a Spore Crawler, I think, right there at the front. Third base going up for Patience. TLO a little bit supply blocked. He lost a couple Overlords there. Building 8 right now. He just wants to get all of those Overlords out of the way for the rest of the game. It's like, okay, I got it. These are all the Overlords I'm ever going to need. I'm done with it. Another Zerg player who really liked to do that was Stefano. Whenever he played, he would just, like, okay, I'm making 12 Overlords right now. And then he's done with Overlords. So a lot of Hydralisks out, a lot of Zerglings. He doesn't really... there's 1 Colossus out. He's starting to make a second one. He pumped out 2 Immortals before that, so those things will be pretty useful if any Roaches come. But these Phoenixes just being so effective here. Pretty good micro until I said that, and then that one died. I don't know what that one's looking for, but Zerglings trying to go for a run by, they got shut down. Nice force fields, and that Colossus just shreds them to pieces, getting 8 kills there. A couple kills there for the Immortals as well. One Zealot trying to hold that Xel'Naga Tower, hold that vision, but it's not going to happen. So, after he saw those Hydras in the middle, now's the go time. He sees all the Hydras in the middle with these Phoenixes, and now he knows, okay, I'm just going to get a bunch of free kills. These Overlords need to be controlled a little bit better. He needs to leave those over here next to these Spore Crawlers, but they're kind of out there in the front where he's got the rally for his Hydralisks. And Patience doing a very good job with these Phoenixes. He's had really nice Phoenix control this game. I think he's only lost maybe like 1 Phoenix this whole game. Yeah, 1 Phoenix, 1 Zealot, and 1 Sentry. Look at that. Look at that. Like, unit loss bar. That's insane how efficient he's being with these Phoenixes. So 4th base going up for TLO. He's, once again, losing all his queens all over the place. He's keeping that one pretty well, but this one lost both of its queens. He does manage to scout out that 4th base the second he gets put down, so nice star sense there from Patience, realizing that. So the 3rd base from Patience is up. He's working on some gas. He's got his photon cannon up. And oh my god! That was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake, Patience. You knew you had his Hydra sitting there in the watchtower and you just flew over all of them. But and maybe it won't matter. Patience does have a pretty nice army still, even besides that. Oops. Hitting every button except the one I want. Force fields go down. Oh my god, those Corruptors just making short work of those Colossus. One Colossus left alive. There's a lot of Stalkers there, but there's quite a bit of Hydras as well. If he can take out the Colossus really quick, he could make it work with these Hydras. TLO pushing forward straight up the ramp. What is Patience going to do? What is Patience going to do? He doesn't have the Phoenixes to take out those Corruptors. The Colossus is falling very fast. Stalkers with Blink. They manage to get out of there, but now he's pushing back. Time Warp's in a really good location. That Colossus there on the high ground doing a lot of damage. And Patience staying alive at this point, but these Hydra are definitely deadly sitting outside his base here. And he's going to manage to take a lot of hits there, but stay back. I think that worked out for TLO. You can look at the supply difference. 121 versus 141. TLO being really effective there. Taking out all those Phoenixes was huge, and on top of that, going in for an attack right after that was awesome. He made really good use of the Corruptors, taking out those Colossuses. And without those Phoenixes, those Colossus went down very quickly due to those Corruptors. So, nevertheless, Patience, 3rd base, is still alive. A couple outlying pylons being built by Patience. Of course, this is going to allow him to harass. He's going to harass this base over here in the 4th. There's nothing over here to defend it, short of a couple Zerglings slowly getting over here. And that's going to allow him to clean up those Zealots. Unfortunately for Ire, they're not going to take down that hatchery. Giving it a good shot, though. And is Patience looking to take a 4th base here? That's what I'm wondering. Is he going to take it way down here, or is he going to take it up? I would imagine he takes it up here. That'd probably be the better position. Zergling's trying to get a run by, but no, the Colossus is always watching. And this one guy managed to get in, but he just stops up there. He's like, all right, I got in. Where's my award? Where's my prize? So Patience is making a big play across the map here. Let's check the supplies. 100 army supply versus 107. Very close for both players. Blinky forward, taking out both of those Changelings and Hydralisks. Moving in position. That one drone just randomly in position. These Corruptors kind of out in the middle of nowhere. The Stalkers need to blink underneath them. Really great concave here from Liquid TL. Look at this. He's forced to fall back. Corruptors falling, or sorry, the Corruptors dropping those Colossus so quick. Zergling's coming in from behind. And now it's just Stalkers running from Hydralisks, forcing to blink away. And TLO with a great engagement there, coming from essentially everywhere, shut down that attack. And now it's just the Stalkers with the 2 attack upgrade, 1 armor upgrades versus the Hydralisks that are 1-1. Now with a couple extra forces, he's going to turn around. He turned around right while those Hydralisks were about ready to pop off creep. Add a couple more Stalkers to the mix, but look at that. Drop that Colossus very quickly. And both these players are just going back and forth out here. Neither player wanting to commit to a fight in the game just yet. Both players playing it safe. I think that's a full wall off up here. Yep, that's a full wall off by Patience, so definitely taking his 4th base up here if he decides to do that. Stopping on the upgrades. We haven't seen any upgrades from Patience here in a while. Completely mined out on his main. Doing some nice SimCity. Gotta like that. TLO working on taking up those rocks. He's got a decent amount of Corruptors still, but the Corruptors going to take out the Colossus very quickly. Now it's going to be Hydra force fields go down. Pretty good force fields. Another couple Hydralisks over here to get completely blink surrounded. And a couple more Hydra unfortunately getting picked off. But now this is just going to leave Patience to easily move in, take out every single one of these drones. And I love this, that he's going for the drones first. Don't let those drones get away. Take out the drones, then go back, kill the hatchery. He knows he's got that hatchery on lockdown. And yes, very good job there with all the Stalkers. And this is just a lot of Stalkers versus what was a lot of Hydras. Now he's starting to make a couple Broodlords. Broodlords are nice, usually, but versus this many Stalkers, I don't know if it's going to work. He's going to have a lot of those Hydra there, but we'll see if there's going to be enough Hydra there. That's a lot of Hydra. Let me check exactly how many Hydra that is. 31 Hydra versus 49 Stalkers. This is such a crazy Protoss composition. I'm really interested to see. Broodlord's in a really nice position up there in the top. That's a pretty hard position for the Stalkers to get to, even with Blink. So rebuilding one of those Colossus just continues to add in Stalkers and Sentries. Hasn't yet started a 4th base, bringing Observer out. He's only on 2 bases mining, and unfortunately he's got an Immortal trapped over here. That's quite unfortunate. Supply 196 versus 182, still has those upgrades. He's just now started the 3 attack upgrade. But TLO as well hasn't been adding any more upgrades. Both these players kind of sitting kind of the mid-game upgrade style. And they're just positioning. Stalker's not feeling too safe with those Hydra and Overlord, or sorry, those Broodlords. They're forced to move back. He's gonna put his Stalkers. He actually made Stalker hallucinations. I don't know why he did that. That's quite funny. I've never seen someone hallucinate a Stalker before on purpose. I guess that was on purpose. I'm not quite sure, but pretty nice concave here by Patience. Is TLO going to move in? He's got a lot of Hydra. The Broodlords are right on top of those Hydra, which is a good place to have them. He doesn't want to have those guys out in the open. Time Warp goes down here, and that's a decent Time Warp, but only one. But there are just so many Stalkers here. One Colossus there in the back, but the Broodlords have pretty good cover. Is he going to do a big blink forward? We're just going to wait to see. Is a blink forward going to happen? There's the blink forward. He's going to go straight for those Overlords. Sorry, the Broodlords. Stalkers focusing them. The Colossus in the back falls, but Hydras are just eating through all of these Stalkers. Broodlords are still alive. Stalkers are slowly dying here. The Hydralisks are too much, and unfortunately Patience is going to have to fall back there. Patience is falling back to his 3rd base. It's going to allow the Hydras to take a key position in between the 3rd and 2nd. And now he can just push his way forward the Hydra. With that, Stalker's going for a big blink forward. They're going to try and take out those Overlords. I keep saying Overlords, they're freaking Broodlords. But there might just be too many Stalkers at this point. No! Hydraless reinforcements. And TLO making the push. There's no production coming at all from Patience, and this is looking like this may be the end here. A Colossus walks up, and that guy's just going to drop so quickly. A couple Broodlords do fall. He's only down to 3 now, but the Hydras are still in here. Zergling's running across the map. Stalkers just trying to do everything they can, but Stalkers just aren't the unit you need versus Broodlord and Hydraless combination. That's the GG. After a very nice, long, kind of slow back-and-forth game, TLO managed to make this victorious. And, you know, the key turnaround point was obviously the point where those, like, 7 or 8 Phoenixes just flew right on over those Hydralisks. And at that point, TLO had a huge advantage. He could take up those Colossus, and those Hydra were just slaughtering everything. And even though Patience managed to take out that 4th base with the Stalkers, that's all he really could do. You know, fighting this army straight up really didn't work out for him. You know, Stalkers definitely do not fare well versus Broodlords and Hydras when controlled properly. So that was game number 1 of this best of 3 series. Hope you guys are having a good Monday. We're going to come back with game number 2 in just a little bit. See you guys later.